Hi there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Kate, executive coach and talent acquisition specialist, and in this channel, I discuss all the topics related to people management, people operations, hiring, and how to build thriving teams worldwide. Today's topic is close to the heart of every business owner, every manager, every team leader, all the clients. We cover this with literally every client. So how do you motivate your employees? How do you make sure that they're putting their best at work? Teams that I help to build delivered projects in 10 times faster than other teams in the same industry. And I'm talking about crazy projects like launching a product. Yes, our team managed to pull it off within a month, what it could have taken 3 months for other teams to do that. I'm talking about delivering renders for architectural projects, designing two-story house in Canada. So if you want to know how to create and foster that high-performing team and culture at work, if you want to have engaged and motivated employees, listen up. There are two types of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic. In the first one, we have people who are motivated internally, within. They do their work because it's fun, enjoyable, satisfying, because the job covers their psychological and basic needs. And in the second one, extrinsic motivation. Those people are motivated by external rewards like money, fame, title, you name it. So in order to answer the question, how do you motivate your employees? I would say you don't. Hire people who are motivated to do their job internally. Hire people who have intrinsic motivation, who have the passion within. This is so much easier in terms of management and people operations in general. It all boils down to hiring the right people for your company. But how do you do that? You can watch my other YouTube videos about that. Let's say you've mastered hiring excellency, you found amazing, stellar people to join your team. They are engaged, motivated, but do they stay motivated all the time? No, this doesn't work like that. You as a leader have to create a workplace, a company that is satisfying, motivating for the team. So you don't have to work on motivating your team, but you have to create a workplace that is motivating. I'm not sure whether it makes sense, but let me tell you the 7 key ingredients to foster and cultivate amazing culture at work. The first one is autonomy. It can come in different shapes and forms, but most of the time it's all about not being a micromanager to your team. So give them space, give them time, find out their own ways on how they want to do the task. Or it can be about flexibility. So in some of my companies, we didn't have any 9-to-5 rules. So people woke up at their own time. They had breakfast with their kids first, and they brought them to school and then came back and started their work at like 11 a.m. It doesn't matter how much time they spent in their chair or in front of their laptop, as long as the results are there. We didn't care if they were at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. or even 1 a.m. So give them autonomy on doing things their way. And it doesn't mean that you have to give it right away. Start with building trust and having systems and processes in place. Set clear goals, and if people deliver results, then you can give them more and more autonomy. The second one is growth, my most favorite one, because that's how I personally am motivated. Just give me something to learn and I'm yours. The human need for growth is hardwired into our body, into our mind. And your employees too want to learn new skills. They want to reach new career goals. They want to work in the flow, like in the zone, right? They want to be challenged, not to like over challenge that they think it's an impossible or hard work to do, but slightly challenged. They need to be stretched. And this is your responsibility to come up with goals that are going to be stretching. Speaking of clear goals, this third component on how to keep your employees motivated. You as a leader have to over communicate your business goals. And especially if we're talking about remote setting, you have to be transparent on what's going on in the company and in the business. And you have to set and communicate clear goals to your team so that they understand how to contribute better to the development, to the revenue growth, to the company growth. Because again, we have people with intrinsic motivation and they want to contribute. This is actually one of my personal core values. If I don't do meaningful work and if I don't contribute, I feel bad. Like I have to deliver meaningful work and contribute. And most of the players are just like that. They are not motivated by money alone. So how can you over communicate the goals of the company? Run regular all hands. If you have a company of, 50 or 100, you can run bi-weekly company all hands. And every all hands communicates your mission, vision, values, goals for this quarter, and goals for the teams, like top 3 goals for the teams. Communicate your goals in Slack, like have those in written form and pin that message in Slack so that anyone can relate to the goals if they forget. Store the goals in your company wiki, right where you store your documentation. So how do you know that you communicate effectively, that the goals are clear to the whole company? Here's one trick. Ask around, ask random team members. Just choose 5 or 10 depending on the size of your company, and obviously ask individual contributors, not team leaders. Ask them, what are the top 3 priorities for the company for this quarter? What are the top 3 priorities for your team for this month? And if they give you the answer, well done, bravo, you over communicate. And if not, there is some room for improvement. Number 4, give them their market salary. Use pay scale or levels of YI to find out what is the market salary for this specific role. And this needs to be done in order for your team and in order for your people not to think about how to cover their psychological and safety needs, right, in the Maslow's pyramid. So their psychological and safety needs have to be covered by the employer so that they think about love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. You as an employer should cover the basic needs in order for them to put their best at work. Netflix even chose to pay above market salary to attract the best people on earth, which is a great thing to do, but I understand that not all the companies can afford that. And what we have with startups, for example, startups sometimes cannot compete with the giants like Google, Amazon, Tesla, and what they do, they offer sometimes even below market salary, but people still want to join them. Why? Because they offer something else that people crave for. And we're slowly segueing into the 5th component, which is the shared mission, vision, and values. Amazing people can earn 6 figures, 7 figures on their own. So how do you attract those A players? You have to create a mission, vision that is much bigger than their own, that they can only achieve through working with the whole team. You as a leader have to be inspiring in all matters related to mission and vision. And also you have to find people who share your values. It doesn't mean that all have to be the same. No, it simply helps to build a strong sense of unity and identity with a team. When everyone understands and believes in the same values, it creates a shared understanding and common language between the team members that improves collaboration and communication. Shared mission, vision, and values also helps your team in making the decisions even when you are not around. When everyone is working towards one North Star goal, it's easier for them to see how their work contributes to the bigger picture. Number 6, recognize a job well done. The psychology behind this is very simple. Positive feedback helps your employees feel valued. And if they feel valued, they're more motivated to do the job at the highest level. What you can do, you can set weekly reminder, let's say on Fridays, and this is actually what I suggest to some of the CEOs that I work with. Put up a calendar reminder every Friday at, 10 a.m. and send positive feedback, kudos to every team member for the work that they have done during this week. Otherwise, it's gonna slip out of your mind. As a company-wide recognition, I'm a huge fan of celebrating wins on company all hands, let's say. So it's a huge presentation that we run every 2 weeks for an hour, and people really feel extremely valued. One-on-ones are also created for recognition. I have a habit already wired in my head to say thank you for your hard work after every meeting. And you can see the smile on the face of your team members. Component number 7. This is so straightforward and sometimes overlooked at. But not a lot of people are doing this, weirdly. I personally love to ask this question on the first intro call with any candidate when I do the hiring. So the seventh component is ask your team. Ask your people what motivates them. When I run this question on my interviews, I often ask, what motivates you to do your job at your best? What motivates you to wake up on a Monday morning, to jump out of bed on a Monday morning? As simple as that. Someone is covering their need of significance, so they have to be valued and appreciated. And other ones are motivated by competition, oppositions. You just want to prove everyone and the world that you are best at what you do, period. People with competitive spirits want to avoid losing. Bill Gates and Richard Branson are just like that. And you see, they're doing just fine. As I already mentioned, try to find people with intrinsic motivation. So if you decide to ask my question during the first round of interviews, like why are you motivated to do your job at your best? Look out for people who are passionate about what they do. So let's wrap things up. These are the 7 key components in order for you as a leader to have a thriving team that achieves goals twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, and 10 times faster than any other team. If you are looking to build such a team that is proactive, innovative, that thinks 10 steps ahead, but you are unsure how or where to start, how do you motivate them? Then book a strategy session with me. I'll leave a link below under this video, and I'll be more than happy to build that team with you. Please smash that like, subscribe, and bell button to stay connected. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate all of you. Bye-bye.